Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Can everyone out in YouTube land hear me now? All right, looks like we are. Okay, Moss is not here yet, so I'm starting the stream without him. A little late. I apologize for that. I would have started earlier, but I didn't realize Moss would not be here. Anyway, we've got some action already going. The main thing today is the ice hockey. Today is the start of the Stanley Cup playoffs. 16 teams, one cup. Who will take it all? I got the Avs winning my bracket because I just don't see who they lose to. One game down already, though. And unfortunately for you fans up north of the border, the Carolina Hurricanes shut out the Ottawa Senators 2-0 in Raleigh today. 2 goals from Logan Stankoven. I keep thinking that can't be his first name, but it is. 2 goals from Logan Stankoven, and that was all the scoring. I believe Carolina actually had 2 5-on-3 opportunities in the game, but didn't score on either of them, but they still won regardless. Currently just underway are Minnesota and Dallas down in Dallas. Currently 0-0 in that game 1. And then later tonight, we will have the Keystone battle, Philadelphia Flyers at the Pittsburgh Penguins to close out the night in the NHL. A little PWHL update. The Ottawa Charge all but sew up their playoff spot with a 5-1 win today over the New York Sirens. And right now, Seattle Torrent and Vancouver Golden Knights duking out. Seattle eliminating from the playoffs, that they still have a number 1 draft pick to play for. Get into that when Moss gets around. 2-0 lead for Seattle at the end of the first period there. Let's see. That's what's going on in basketball. I know the NBA playoffs are getting underway, and actually we already have one game finished. Unfortunately for Moss, the Toronto Raptors could not overcome the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland 126-113 over the Raptors. And we're halfway through the fourth quarter in Denver. The Nuggets are 7 points up on the Minnesota Timberwolves. 2 more NBA playoff games later tonight. Atlanta Hawks are at the New York Knicks. That's starting actually scheduled for in 7 minutes, probably a little later than that. And then the Houston Rockets are at the LA Lakers at 8:30 p.m. Eastern tonight. I'm going to be adding those to the bottom line as we go along here. Let's move into the soccer news while we wait for any action from the NHL game. Hold on, where was I? Hang on, I'm just updating the bottom line here. In soccer action today, we had 5 Premier League games. Brentford and Fulham played to a 0-0 draw. Brentford probably feel a little miffed that they didn't come out with 3 points in this one, but, you know, Brentford are, I believe, still in a European spot, assuming everything goes to the top 8. And yeah, Brentford currently 7th on 48 points, tied with Bournemouth in 8th, all the way up to Chelsea in 6th. More on them in a moment, because some of the stats from their game just seem very difficult to believe. Fulham are solidly mid-table, 45 points. I think they need to win quite a bit more to have any hope of European spots. They might go all the way down to 8th. Meanwhile, Wolves all but relegated now. They technically avoided relegation because of a later result, but they lose 3-0 to Leeds United, and Leeds have finally, I think, pretty much clinched their spot in next year's Premier League. Let's see. Let me see. The goal scorers for Leeds in this one were James Justin, Noah Okafor, and then DCL, Dominic Calvert-Lewis, on a penalty at the very end of the game. Wolves, I mean, they've been relegated effectively for a long time. And if West Ham United get at least a draw on Monday, they will be relegated officially. Alongside that game, Bournemouth go to St. James Place and beat Newcastle United 2-1. Goals for Bournemouth from Marcus Tavernier and A late winner, an 85th minute winner from Adrian Truffert. 68th minute goal from for Newcastle for Will Osula. But it would not be enough for Newcastle United. Bit of a disappointing season for Newcastle, having won a trophy last year. They're not going to follow it up with anything of note. And at this point, yeah, no European spot for Newcastle pretty much. And make sure, okay, I don't know if anyone's in the chat, but I'll keep going anyway. And then the two big games today, Tottenham Hotspur came into this winless in their last 14 in the Premier League, make it 15 despite the best efforts of Pedro Porro and Xavi Simons. Unfortunately for Tottenham, Brighton struck back in the first half with substitute Kaoru Mitoma, who had to come in after Diego Gomez got hurt, and we'll have to wait and see how serious that injury is. Mitoma actually got injured in favor of Maxim de Cooper. He did not score, but it was a 90 plus 5th minute goal for Georgino Ruder, sinking hopes for Tottenham to get a win. They're now winless in their last 15 in the Premier League, 6-9 in the Premier League so far this calendar year. Oh, and I'm just getting update. Oh, I'm gonna have to thank King Drama. He just put something in the WhatsApp chat. I'm gonna have to update you all on. But Tottenham, they had Brighton today. They've got Wolves next in the league. They really need 6 points out of those two games to really, survive. And now they're only aiming for 4. They're still in the drop zone. It's bad. It's bad. This is. Ugh. Moving on, the marquee game of the day in the Premier League. Chelsea hosting Manchester United. Let me spit off some stats for you. Expected goals, Chelsea 1.55. Manchester United 0.29. Chelsea had 60% ball possession and outshot Manchester United 21-4. And it should come as no surprise to anyone that Manchester United won the game 1-0. Thanks to a Cunha goal in the 43rd minute, assisted by Bruno Fernandes. I don't know what to say about all that. I wasn't watching this game. I was watching PWHL instead, but I was watching PWHL and NHL playoffs at the time, so I don't know if anyone's available to tell me how the game looked, if Chelsea really got screwed somehow or just not capable of winning. Oh, we got a goal! Minnesota Wild up 1-0 now. Hold on. Let me see the replay here. Oh, banged up. Oh, wow. Eriksson gets this goal. It's like, oh, it wasn't bounced off the backstop. It was a pass up. Wow. I thought this was bounced off the backstop, but it was actually a pass forward and then to the goal line, then back to Eriksson Ek, who scores the goal. Joel Eriksson Ek, it's his 7th career playoff goal, 19th on the season this year, and it's 1-0 Wild. At Dallas at the moment in game 1 of that Western Conference Series. Wow, that was, I don't know how you defend that as a goalie. That it looks like it's going to the backstop, but then immediately comes back out in scoring position. That's very quick to get around. I did get an update from King Drama in the WhatsApp about this, so I'm going to scroll down my list of soccer results real quick to tell you all that. Where is it? I've gone too far. Where is it? What? Have I gone? I have not gone too far. I didn't go far enough. Where is it? Copa del Rey final was today, apparently, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it was. Oh, I have to go all the way down. Yes. Let me pull this up. Atletico Madrid and Real Sociedad had 2-2 after how many minutes? 120 minutes, 90 and 120 minutes. Had to go to a penalty shootout, and it's Real Sociedad winning the penalty shootout 4-3 and winning the Copa del Rey. Where is Real? Hold on, I got to pull up the La Liga table. Where's Real Sociedad on the table right now? They're 7th in La Liga, so they're not taking away a spot from anyone necessarily. 42 points after 31 games. They got 7 rounds left in Spain. I don't think La Liga is actually playing this weekend. But congratulations to Real Sociedad. Is that their first ever Copa del Rey, or have they won it before? No, it's their 4th Copa del Rey. Their first since 2020. They won the 2019-20 edition of the Copa del Rey, so they're 4th overall. Of course, they're nowhere near to winning La Liga, so that for that. So congratulations to Real Sociedad. They will be playing in Europe next season, and at least the Europa Conference. Yes, Gunnar, Real Sociedad have won the Copa del Rey. Congrats to them on that achievement. Unless, Gunnar, you were talking about another team, in which case we could talk further about that. Let's look at any of the other European leagues of note. Liga Lorient beat Montaigne, but hold on for a 1-1 draw against Sanher. And Lille and Nice played to a 0-0 draw. Yawn. Germany, Augsburg, 2-1 win at Bayer Leverkusen. It's a big win, isn't it? Maybe not. Bayer's only in 6th. Where's Augsburg are 9th, so yeah. Hoffenheim 2-1 win over Dortmund. Where's Hoffenheim? They were in Champions League spots all season, but they're down in 5th. They're 2 points out of Champions League at the moment, unless Germany get a 5th Champions League spot. I'd have to look at the coefficients to see how that it's going to sort itself out. We know England are going to get one of the 2 extra Champions League spots. We just need to figure out who's going to get the second one. They're 2 points back of Stuttgart, but Stuttgart are still to play on round 30, as are Bayern Munich. That's a big win for Hoffenheim. Wait, Dortmund's in 2nd, right? Yeah, Dortmund in 2nd. That's a big win for Hoffenheim. Necessary win to get back into the Champions League spots. Wolfsburg 2-1 win over Union Berlin. Werder Bremen 3-1 over 10-man Hamburg. And RB Leipzig 3-1 win over Eintracht Frankfurt in Frankfurt. Serie A update. Parma 1-0 win at Udinese. Lazio get a 2-0. I just had some music go off on my ear. I wasn't expecting. I was trying to figure out what it was. Don't worry about that too much. And then AS Roma and Atalanta played to a 1-1 draw in Serie A action today. Looking at the standings there. Now, Inter are still well out in front. In fact, they're 12 points clear with 5 to play right now. They practically have the title at this point, which is weird because just a few months ago, the Serie A title chase was pretty interesting, and well, right now it's just not at all, unfortunately. And then I believe Scotland counts as a notable. Oh, Scotland and the championship. Let's go to Scotland first because they're the top tier. Oh wait, oh no Scottish Premier League today. Okay. Fair enough. Was it a cup weekend in Scotland? So championship, League 1, League 2. Yep, Scottish Cup. Where are we at in that competition? I'm sure it's not the final yet. By the way, someone needs to tell me, is this early for a Copa del Rey final? Like April? Like the Spanish season goes to like at least late May if it could run into June if it wanted to. No, that was a semifinal. Dunfermline are in the Scottish Cup final with a 1-0 win over Falkirk today. Okay, interesting result there, I guess. Not sure what league Dunfermline are in. Actually, now I got to check. I don't know if Dunfermline are in the Scottish Premier League this year. No, in a moment. They are not. Are they in League One? Or a championship, I should say? Yeah, there they are. They're in, and they're not even leading the championship. They're in 4th place right now. That's crazy. Oh, Dunfermline. That could if they win the Scottish Cup, that really screws up Scotland's. Wait, hold on. I got it. Was that the League Cup or the Scottish Cup? No, it's not the League Cup. Yeah, I mean that cup does get a team into Europe, so you're looking at a possible second level Scottish team playing in Europe next year, possibly. Going back up, we'll finish off our European soccer round trip with an update on the championship results. Derby County 1-0 win over Oxford United. Millwall 2-0 win over QPR. I know a lot of people have a very low opinion of Millwall. We'll see what happens with them. By the way, in case you weren't paying attention, I believe yesterday Coventry picked up a win, which gets them guaranteed promotion to the Premier League. Coventry returning to the Premier League for the first time since 2001. 25 years away from the Premier League. That's crazy. Portsmouth with a 1-0 win over Leicester, speaking of former Premier League teams. Norwich won 4-2 at Bristol City. Hull and Birmingham played to a 1-1 draw. West Brom 2-0 win at Preston. Sheffield Wednesday, hey, they picked up a point, a 1-1 draw with Charlton today. They're still on negative points. Southampton 2-1 win at Swansea. Sheffield United 2-0 win at Watford. Wrexham hold home turf 2-0 win at home against Stoke. Unfortunately, they are currently outside the playoff spots in 7th, 2 points back of Hull in 6th. As I mentioned, Coventry leading the league, 86 points. They've already clinched promotion. Millwall currently in 2nd on 76. Ipswich 3rd on 75, but Ipswich do have 2 games in hand on Millwall ahead of them. So Ipswich could theoretically be 5 points up on Millwall for 2nd place, assuming those 2 games turned into wins. Then you have Southampton on 75 on 43 play. Middlesbrough have a game in hand on 72, though. Then Hull on 69, Wrexham 67, Derby 66. And that's pretty much everyone who's in the promotion hunt at this point. Sheffield Wednesday already relegated. Leicester second bottom on 41 with that 6-point deduction. They only got 3 games. Oh, they're not going to make it. Leicester are going to get relegated because of that deduction. Wow. Well, actually, even without the deduction, they would still be in a relegation spot, but only 2 points back instead of 8. Oxford United are also 5 points back from safety as well, and with only 3 games left for both of them, their hopes are pretty bleak at the moment, it has to be said. So as I mentioned, Wild currently leading the Dallas Stars 1-0. Let's move over quickly to American soccer action, MLS action today. We started today with a 3-3 draw between Toronto FC and Austin FC. Fans got their money's worth in that one. Montreal hosting New York Red Bulls, and joy for Canada, 4-1 win for Montreal in that one. And currently it is correction. Inter Miami was winning 2-1 at Colorado, but Colorado just scored to make it 2-2. Lionel Messi with a penalty goal to kick off the scoring in this game, but 2 second-half goals from the Colorado Rapids. Rafael Navarro and now, who's this guy? Darren Yappy, Yappy was just subbed in and he scores 1 minute on the pitch. after 1 minute on the pitch. That's crazy. That's insane. Let's move back quickly to the NBA, and it looks like the Denver Nuggets are going to seal up a win in this playoff series against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Just a matter of what the final score will be as I get the 113 to 126 for Cleveland. The Cavaliers get a win. 101 to 112 at the moment against Denver. And the other two games, as I mentioned earlier, Atlanta are at New York, and Houston are at I guess I could go with Lakers in this case. No, I can fix that. All right. Oh. That's the basketball bar. We're about to finish up that game between Minnesota and Denver. Let me take a look. We also got, as I mentioned, 2 PWHL games today. I know Moss doesn't like talking about the women's hockey, but he's not here right now. So, to him. As I mentioned earlier, New York Sirens actually kicked off the scoring with a goal in Ottawa, but then Ottawa stormed back with 5 unanswered to win 5-1. And what that does to the standings in the PWHL, real quick, with 2 games left to play, Ottawa are now in our 4th place on 39 points. Behind them, with 3 games to go, are the Toronto Scepters on 34. 5-point gap. Remember, 3 points for a regulation win in the PWHL, 2 for an overtime win, 1 for an overtime or shootout loss, and then 0 for a regulation loss. So Toronto could get a maximum of 43 points and are the ones that could, if they can, chase down Ottawa at this point. Toronto are playing tomorrow. Qualified for the playoffs, Minnesota Frost. Defending champions, Minnesota Frost, as I should say. Let me see here. The New York Sirens technically are still in the running for the playoffs, but that loss really hurts them. They're on 34 points and only 2 games to play. They can only get up to 40 points at max. And as I mentioned, Vancouver facing Seattle right now. Seattle are eliminated from the playoffs. Vancouver are on the brink, and should they fail to win this in regulation, they will be out. And right now they are losing 2-0 to Seattle in Seattle. So we'll keep an eye on that as the games continue. Let me jump back to, this should be over in the NBA by now, right? No, not yet. Is Minnesota fouling? Like, come on. You're down by 12. It's over. Ridiculous. Apparently, Atlanta and New York have not tipped off yet, though they should have. Dallas actually out shooting Minnesota 5-6 so far. Not a huge edge by any, not a big edge by any means yet, but Minnesota is the only one that's gotten a goal past yet. All right. Okay. We just went final in the NBA. The Denver Nuggets have beaten the Minnesota Timberwolves 116 to 105 in that playoff series between them. And Atlanta at New York should be starting shortly, I would think. 105, 116. There we go. Gunnar Moss is currently in transit. He'll hopefully be joining us somewhat soon. I think he forgot that he had scheduled the stream block, and rather than let it keep going, I decided to get started without him. So pardon me, I'm a little bit not amazing at this, running solo. Well, currently we're in break on the NHL game. Let's see what else is going on. And we got a bunch of AHL games going on. I don't know if people are interested in that at all. Let's see here. By the way, Gunnar, if you're still in the chat, Tottenham fails to win again today in a critical game they really needed to win. I don't know if you watched the game. What do you have to say about all this? We're going to have face-off down here in the Dallas end, it looks like. Still 2-2 between the Colorado Rapids and Inter Miami in MLS play. See, also in MLS action. Next MLS games aren't starting until 7:30 p.m. Eastern, so we'll wait to start hyping those up. As for the NHL playoffs, Carolina won Game 1 today against Ottawa. Minnesota currently winning Game 1 against Dallas. We got Philadelphia versus Pittsburgh later today, or later tonight, I should say. Tomorrow, we've got 4 more games, ones getting started. The LA Kings are at the Colorado Avalanche, and what's going to be like a noon start essentially for them. Montreal Canadiens at the Tampa Bay Lightning. Boston Bruins at the Buffalo Sabres in a series that I have very little hope for the Bruins for. Buffalo's just been that good. And then finishing off the NHL playoffs tomorrow, Utah Mammoth at the Vegas Golden Knights. I filled out my NHL bracket, and I have the Avs winning it all. I know ice hockey's a weird sport, and not a lot of President's Trophy winners end up winning the Stanley Cup, but I'm struggling to see who can beat the Avs, to be honest. I mean, I know someone probably can and probably will, but I'm yet to see it. I know Edmonton's got that 30% power play success rate, which seems wild to me for an NHL power play percentage, but they just, I don't know. Edmonton just seems so lackluster all season for a team that's supposed to be, in the running to win the Stanley Cup. I don't know. Maybe Moss can convince me of. Maybe Moss can tell me why I'm wrong in that when he gets here. Ooh. So again, Moss, in case you missed the announcement earlier, Moss is currently in transit. He'll hopefully be with us very soon. Let's see. A commercial here. Oh, I keep forgetting there's MLB stuff going on. Let's check out what's going on there in the MLB today. Yankees. Whoa. Yankees beat up on the Royals 13-4 today. Reds 5-4 winners against the Twins. The Mets, the Cubs 4-2 winners over the Mets. We got an interrupted game here between the Pirates and the Rays. The Pirates up 4-0. Also got a few games in action at the moment. Wonder if that means Minnesota Wild looking for a goal here. Let's see what's going on. A's and White Sox are currently tied at 6. Giants are 5-6 up on the Nationals right now. Tigers 4-1 up on the Red Sox. Brewers 5-1 up on the Marlins, and Orioles and Guardians just got underway. And it looks like we are underway with Atlanta against New York. Yes, we are. Knicks with an early lead on the Hawks. We'll keep checking in on that game as we go along. We also have some UFL action going on today if you're a fan of spring football. Let's see here. Were there any games yesterday? Yeah. So one game in action right now. The Orlando Storm are currently 13-0 up on the Birmingham Stallions. Earlier, the DC Defenders eke out a 28-22 win over the St. Louis Battlehawks. And then there were 2 games yesterday. So no Sunday games this weekend. The Columbus Aviators 28-14 winners over the Dallas Renegades, and Louisville Kings get an overtime 24-22 win over the Houston Gamblers in UFL action this weekend. And we got Minnesota on the power play here to end the first period. 1:49 left in the first period. So, assuming Minnesota do not convert, this power play will continue into the second period. Minnesota wins the opening faceoff. Oh, but they lose. It goes back. They were 25.2% on the power play during the regular season, which is, they list as third. I don't know if that means third in the Western Conference or third in the NHL as a whole. But 25% is pretty high for the NHL. And they did score on their power play earlier in the game. It's the only goal. That attempt is going to get stopped. Still 2-0 Seattle in PWHL action. Minnesota going to have to reset their power play again. Ooh! Oh, almost went in. Ottinger had to do the splits to save that one. Good save. Good save by Ottinger there. Oh, looking for, preventing the rebound from going out of his reach. Very well done. I think we're back underway. We're less than a minute to go in the first period here. And that puck's going to fall behind the blue line again. Wild will have to reset. Zuccarello with the puck on the far side. Passes up. Hughes gets it. Back to Zuccarello. Back up Hughes, the far side. Gets it back to Zuccarello on the blue line. Hughes across to Boldy. To Zuccarello on point. In towards Kaprizov. He doesn't get the pass, but he gets it out to Boldy. Across to Hughes. Hughes coming in. He has no angle, and it's going to get cleared by Dallas. Wild, maybe one shot at this. Hughes going to have, Kaprizov, no across. I think they were being a little too cute with that. So 11 seconds will be left on the power play when we resume in the second period. And at the end of the first, it's the Minnesota Wild 1, Dallas 0 in this game 1 of the Western Conference first round of the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. Let's check in on the basketball real quick. It's currently New York Knicks 22, Atlanta Hawks 16 in the opening quarter of action there. Baseball. Oh, no, not those. Not a lot of updates to give on that. Oh, and we do have an update in the MLS. Inter Miami have taken a 3-2 lead. It's Lionel Messi. Of course it is, scoring in the 79th minute. Miami now up 3-2 in Colorado. Thanks to arguably the best soccer player of his generation. Unfortunately, we are at intermission for the NHL game, so I've got the. I guess I could go over to the NBA game. That's on ESPN, right? Is it? Or maybe not. I don't know. I don't know now. Let me see what I can get. Maybe not. Oh well. It's not a lot of NCAA baseball on here, though. I have to say. Not sure if LSU is playing. They're worth watching. Looks like Rockets and Lakers will be on ABC later today, so it's something to watch. Yeah. It's unfortunate we got a bit of a break in action here that I can actually watch that you might be interested in, unfortunately. I don't know if we should include the MLS stuff or not on the scoreboard. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Did it get. No, it's still there. I hate it when my score tracker does that. We also got USL Championship action in U.S. Soccer action right now, though that's level 2 action. Anything else interesting happen in soccer today? I think we covered everything. Oh, Canadian Premier League. When did that kick off? Was it last weekend? Yeah, that did start. Well, a couple weekends ago, actually. April 4th was the kickoff day. I guess the most notable thing about the Canadian Premier League this year is that they are trialing a new variation on the offside rule pioneered by former Arsenal manager Arsene Wenger. I believe it's colloquially called the clear daylight rule. I guess it sort of supposed to make it more clear about a player being offsides or not. I'm not 100% sure. 2 matches in the CPL today. Pacific FC were reduced to 10 men, but held on to a 2-2 draw against the Halifax Wanderers in the longest travel matchup of the CPL, having to go from Halifax, Pacific FC having to go all the way from Vancouver Island. They're essentially equal in regards to this, all the way to Halifax, Nova Scotia. Ugh, that's crossing 5 time zones there. And then 4 reduced to 10 men, but held on to a 0-0 draw against Cavalry. There actually has been a team change in the CPL. Yeah, Gunner, I am currently holding on the fort. I do hope Moss gets here soon because, well, unfortunately, I don't have. I know a lot of you probably aren't interested in the PWHL. And unfortunately, the NHL game is at intermission. They're currently going over highlights. But again, NHL game, it's 1-0. 1-0 Wild leading the Dallas Stars in Dallas at the moment after 20 minutes. Where's that going? Oh yeah, the CPL. There's been a team change, unfortunately, this season. I believe Valor FC have. Oh, there's been a goal. PWHL Vancouver have scored to make it 2-1. I was going to wait for Moss to get here to explain this, but the PWHL have actually put in place a rule about who gets the number 1 pick in the next draft. It's sort of an their attempt at an anti-tanking measure. Essentially, the way it works, as far as I understand it, once team is eliminated from playoff contention, they then play games to earn, I guess, what are called gold points. Basically, remember, PWHL uses a 3-2-1-0 point system instead of the NHL's 2-1-0 point system, which, quite frankly, the NHL should adopt as soon as possible because it just makes so much more sense. I know it makes records not comparable to the past, but I mean they're not comparable. Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, I just had to comment on the Ottawa Carolina game. Brady Tkachuk gets into a fight 3 seconds in. Stop me if you've heard this before. Of course, because of course he did. Did not fire up the Senators enough, though. They still lost 2-0. Though not for a lack of effort. Yes, the CPL. Valor FC are finished in the CPL. They are not in the list of teams this year. Taking their place is a brand new team from Quebec. From Laval, based in Laval, Quebec. It's FC Supra du Quebec. I'm sure that translates to something. I don't know what. But they join Atletico Ottawa, who are the reigning champions, Cavalry FC, Forge FC, the Halifax Wanderers, Inter Toronto, which is a renamed Inter Toronto. They've been renamed from last season, I believe. Let me double check that. Was it last season or 2 seasons ago? Yeah, last season they were York United. Now they're Inter Toronto. Fantastic. More taking names from faraway places instead of establishing our own traditions. But whatever. Pacific FC and Vancouver FC forming the 8-team CPL this season. I believe they do a quadruple round robin and then they go into the playoffs. Oh. Yes, we do, Willie. In fact, they are going on right now. We're in the second game of a triple header today in the NHL. As I mentioned, Minnesota Wild, they're up 1-0 on the Dallas Stars in game 1 of their first round series in Dallas. Yeah. I can't remember who scored the goal. Crud. Let me see who scored that goal again. Carolina Hurricanes, by the way, as I mentioned earlier, both goals were scored by Logan Stankoven. And, oh, yes, it was Joel Eriksson Ek with the power play goal for the Minnesota Wild. That is the difference so far between these two. Oh, wait. No. Oh, it might be. No, not quite over yet. Oh, Inter Miami is taking a red card. Yeah. Yannick Bright has been sent off. By the way, not the only. By the way, speaking of Inter Miami, story came out recently. Apparently, their manager, Javier Mascherano, due to personal reasons, is finished in his time at Inter Miami mere months after winning an MLS Cup there. Very, very strange, I think. I don't know if anyone has some insight on what happened there. Let's see. Straight to the moon. So, and then there's a yellow card for someone on Inter Miami. This game, Miami's going to have to hold on for dear life to end this one. See what happens. And we're at second intermission in PWHL out west. Seattle Torrent hanging on to a 2-1 lead against the Vancouver Golden Eyes. Remember I was starting to talk about the draft system that the PWHL has recently implemented. Oh God! And on ESPN we got Cody Rhodes on screen. No, he's not an ice hockey player, but ESPN have the broadcast rights to WWE, which includes WrestleMania, which is this weekend. Cody Rhodes will be defending the WWE Championship tonight against Randy Orton, which you would think, considering their history, would be filled with all sorts of references to their old rivalries and their, when they were allies and then they were enemies long ago. The reunions they've had, but no, they decide, let's add Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll. What? I will say there is one match in this WrestleMania I am interested in seeing what they do. Tomorrow, apparently, we're going to have rising star Obafemi against established part-timer Brock Lesnar. Finally, someone who actually physically matches up like evenly with Lesnar. Obafemi is a monster of a man, and he's got great presence. I think Obafemi is one of WWE's next big stars, assuming they don't screw this up, which of course they will, because they can't help themselves. But yeah, tonight at WrestleMania, you got Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. I get the feeling Orton will win. The issue is WWE clearly want Orton to be the heel, the bad guy in this rivalry, but I feel like the fans don't really feel like booing Orton at this point in his career. But at the same time, Cody Rhodes isn't really in a position to be a bad guy himself, although that might be coming. We'll have to wait and see on that. It's the problem that so many baby faces have had in wrestling. It's the Sting phenomenon. Sting is madly popular when he's chasing after a champion, but then no one cares once he gets the title. Right now, Cody Rhodes has the title, so no one cares about him. So add in Pat McAfee decking him in the ring. Anyway, Sunday we'll see a World Heavyweight Championship match. CM Punk defending against returning Roman Reigns. There we go. I would think unless Roman is committing for a lot more appearances in WWE, you want to keep the title on Punk. But who knows? I believe, Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble back in January. He chose to go after the World Heavyweight Championship against CM Punk instead of going for the WWE Championship against Cody Rhodes. Honestly, I think that's a better decision. I think Roman versus Rhodes is well played out following 2 WrestleMania main events. Let's put that on the back burner for a long while. Maybe not a long while, but definitely not yet. Roman Reigns versus CM Punk, man. If this were like 4 years ago, man, this would be a whole lot bigger than it is right now. That's all I got to say about that. Yeah, that's about all the WrestleMania talk you're going to get out of me. I think Jordan Hyman is streaming reactions to WrestleMania if you want to watch that. But you remember Andre the Giant? I'm too young to remember seeing Andre the Giant in the ring. I was born in 87. Andre was pretty much done with wrestling by 90, so I didn't get the chance to really see him. Of course, I've seen some of his older matches. Andre was special. Very special. I'm going to have to actually dig up some old school matches to show Moss to show what professional wrestling is. Magnum TA versus, what's his name? Cage match. I quit cage match again. Tully Blanchard, that's it. I think from 1985. Also another I quit match I got to show him. Ric Flair versus Terry Funk in Troy, New York. Back in 89. Which arguably was, like, if you're a Ric Flair fan, probably the best year of his career. Had the famous trilogy against Ricky Steamboat, and then he had a trilogy of matches against Terry Funk. Like, good Lord. All bangers, all of them. I'm going to have to pull up some of those for Moss to understand why this, like, although he probably watched those matches. Those are of his day. I wasn't even born in 86. Good Lord, that sounds amazing. That would have been that would have been around the time Master of Puppets had come out, so that makes sense. Wait. Oh, that would have... Willie, if I'm not mistaken, that would have been Metallica still with Cliff Burton as bassist. Am I right on that? Oh, it might have been. Willie, what month was that? Do you remember the month? See, it must have been before September, right? Yeah. What month was that? Was it like July, June, May? What time of year was it? June. Yeah, that makes sense because Cliff Burton would die in a touring accident in September in en route to Copenhagen, Denmark. It's a famous story that I remember from the Behind the Music with Metallica on VH1 back in the day. I don't know if you've ever seen it. James Hetfield and Cliff were arguing about who got, like, the front seat for sleeping that night. They drew cards to decide who got it. Cliff Burton draws the ace of spades, and he gets the front seat, and he dies in a rollover when the bus rolls over that night on the road on the way to Copenhagen. Just insane. Yeah, bus skidded off the road and flipped onto the grass. He was not restrained or buckled in any way onto his bunk. Ugh. Ugh. Thrown through a window, then crushed. Ugh. Ooh! Goal! Wild 2-0. It's 97. Kaprizov with the goal. Let's see. We got pass. Where's the buck? Kaprizov. Oh, no. Wait. That went in? Let's see. Faber passes up. Then over to Kaprizov on the other side. And top shelf Kaprizov 2-0 wild. Wow. And Inter Miami has held on to beat the Colorado Rapids 2-3 at Empower Field at Mile High. So Leonel Sin is merry men. Well done. Let's go over to the basketball real quick, see what's going on over there. We're in the second quarter, early second quarter. Knicks up 38-27 at the moment. I think the most famous rock band I've ever seen. Okay, one of two, depending on what kind of music you like. Either Disturbed or Muse. Take your pick about which you would prefer. Oof. Oof. Wow. Well, player was knocked on his butt and then he's knocked down again. Good Lord. But Dallas now they're up against it, down 2-0. It is only game one. ESPN focusing on number 24 as he got back to the bench for some reason. Oh, that's not Kaprizov? They're showing a replay of the goal again. Kaprizov, he gets the puck from the near side on the far side, and he top shelves it on Ottinger. Oh, near side top. That didn't even look like it went in the goal. But apparently, I guess that was in the net. Oh, by the way, Willie made a comment in the WhatsApp asking the To the Moon comments from a little while ago with the Artemis 2 mission sending men around the moon. And I guess they're scheduled in a couple of years to land on the moon, assuming the landers have been tested enough to work at that point. I'm not 100% convinced. I don't think Oklahoma City can be equated with Paradise City, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. All right. Oh, let's see. Minnesota now out shooting Dallas 14-8. I don't know if that's largely from their most recent power play. Goal! 3-0 Wild! What the heck? Where did that come from? This is the best start Minnesota could have hoped for. It's something man, number 38. We're not even 4 minutes into the second period, and Dallas are in deep trouble now. Oh, it's a turnover in their own end by Dallas. Good Lord. Put it in close at 38. Deflects it in. Hughes over to... Oh, over to Hartman, and Hartman deflects it into goal. Ottinger has no chance to reacquire it on the way there, and it's 3-0 Minnesota. Ryan Hartman, his 9th career playoff goal and 23rd on this NHL season. Oh, it's not Ottinger's fault. There's no way he could have seen that one coming. 3-0 Wild. This is wildly out of control now for Dallas, as it looks like Minnesota are in prime position to pick off an away game win in this best-of-7 series. 2 goals for the Wild in 2 minutes and 32 seconds. Oof. Oh, and Rantanen's going to go to the sin bin. That is not what Dallas needs right now. Oh, good Lord. Just keeps getting worse. Tripping on Rantanen. Let's see what happened here. Oh, what are you doing, man? Come on. Just pure frustration, and realizes a moment later what he's done. It's like, God damn it. Yeah, thank you, Melina. It's a bit easier with the game back on now. So we got a power play, another power play for Minnesota. They're third on the night. They're 1 for 2 so far. 3 shots. Again, in the regular season, they had 25.2%, which is high. Rather high. I know the Edmonton's 30.8%, which I think I need to have someone recalculate that, because 30% power play rate in the NHL just seems completely mental to me. Like, that just doesn't seem right. Zuccarello keeps it in, but Dallas is going to clear it anyway. Hello, Melina. I know I suggested to you earlier, Melina, but I know you're watching the WrestleMania, so you won't be jumping in this chat tonight. Which is fine. Again, I've voiced my discontent. WWE just seem to be screwing everything up in terms of booking right now. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't put Obafemi over strong tomorrow against Brock Lesnar, or make him look bad somehow. Just with how badly they're screwing up. Ooh, glove save by Ottinger. 16 shots on goal for Minnesota so far. 9 for Dallas. And I think we're about to start third period here in Seattle in the PWHL. Seattle leading 2-1, which is important because the PWHL has instituted a gold point system for the number 1 draft pick. So the way I understand this is, once a team gets eliminated from playoff contention in the PWHL, their remaining games are played for gold points, essentially. And whoever ends up with the most gold points by the end of the season will get the number one draft pick, which, if I understand correctly, is expected to be Wisconsin player, Wisconsin Badgers captain Caroline Harvey, also known as KK. She is eligible. I guess the only reason she wouldn't go into the draft is if she doesn't want to play professional ice hockey. But why wouldn't you want to play professional ice hockey? Also, Layla Edwards will probably be coming out in this upcoming PWHL draft. I think if you remember the Olympics, Layla Edwards got a lot of airtime in the women's ice hockey tournament. I mean, recent trends do not look good for Arsenal, I have to say. I mean, I don't want to say Arsenal are going to lose, because they shouldn't lose. Who are they playing? Oh, Jesus. Oh, another goal for Minnesota, 4-0. Good Lord. Dallas is in utter collapse now. 4-0. Wild. The number 12, who's that? Boldy with the goal. Let's see how this happened. Pushed against the wall. Minnesota come out with it down to Boldy. He's behind the net. Push it forward. He's going around the other side. Oh, and gets it. The pass on the other side. Jeez. And Ottinger doesn't. I don't know if Ottinger even realized Boldy was there behind him. Certainly wasn't expecting the puck to get back to him that quick. 4-0. Yeah, tomorrow, Premier League is Armageddon. Manchester City versus Arsenal in the city of Manchester Stadium, I believe. The Etihad Stadium, I'm sorry. I think it used to be the city of Manchester Stadium. I'm not sure. But, ours. Ooh, the crossbar for Dallas. Dang. Trying to make this a game. Let's take a look at the Premier League fixtures tomorrow. We start out Three games at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Aston Villa hosting Sunderland. Aston Villa, one of those teams that are currently in a Champions League spot, but just can't seem to be getting the results they should be. They're going up against Sunderland, who, well, let's be honest, every team in the Premier League is tough nowadays. Like, there are no easy games here. And Sunderland, on 46 points, they're looking to see if they can get up into a European spot. There are a bunch of teams, basically from, I don't know if you would kind of count Fulham, but from 11th all the way up, looking for European spots that can only go to 8 of them at most. Really, I don't know what that is for. I can't check it in real time. So yeah, they can jump up into the top 8 with a win against Aston Villa. Villa currently in 4th place, and if they lose any more, they risk falling behind Liverpool, assuming Liverpool can actually get their shit together. Oh, fair enough. I believe also tomorrow, for the first time, the Merseyside Derby goes to the new Everton Stadium. What do they call it? The Hill Dickinson Stadium. Everton hosting Liverpool in the Merseyside Derby, the first ever at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. So that's going to be special. Everton are also in that list of teams that are looking for European spots, not necessarily Champions League, but Europa League and Conference League up for grabs for 6th through 8th, assuming things go the way they should go in the FA Cup. And then the third game tomorrow in that slot, Nottingham Forest versus Burnley. Burnley are going to need to win this game if they want to have any real hope of escaping the drop zone, while Nottingham Forest are trying to get some space between them and the bottom 3. That's going to be a scrap. But then Armageddon, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, Manchester City, Arsenal. This game will decide the Premier League. If Arsenal can draw this game or win, then they should be able to hold on for the title. If Man City win, I sadly think Man City will go on to win the league. This is the do or die game for Arsenal. If they have got to get something out of this game. Their form lately has just not been amazing. Meanwhile, Manchester City, we'll go into the Avs game tomorrow. I've got the Avs winning it all. I know they probably won't, but I just can't see who they lose to. I really don't. They've been so good all year. But then again, Dallas has been pretty good all year, but they are getting their faces smashed in right now. So shows what I know. Shows what I know. Manchester City, what's their recent form been like? Well, they lost them to Real Madrid in Manchester City won their last time out against Chelsea last weekend. A dominant 3-0 win in at Stamford Bridge. Also crushed Liverpool in the FA Cup. Beat Arsenal in the League Cup before that. That was less than a month ago. So this is where Arsenal need to get revenge if they're going to actually win the Premier League. It's come to this. It's come to this. How many teams have won both? I'm sure quite a few have. It just doesn't seem to happen a lot, especially in this day and age. Let's see. Hold on. Well, the President's Trophy was introduced back in 1986, so So since the President's Cup was established back in the 85-86 season, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh. Only 8 teams that have won the President's Trophy went on to win the Stanley Cup. The 86-87 Edmonton Oilers, the 88-89 Calgary Flames. Calgary won the Stanley Cup? Eh? The 93-94 New York Rangers, that team of destiny. The 98-99 Dallas Stars. 2 years in a row it happened. The 2000-2001 Colorado Avalanche, and then the 01-02 Detroit Red Wings. The Red Wings did it again in 07 and 08. And the most recent time it's happened, the Chicago Blackhawks in the 2012-2013 season. Perhaps the most embarrassing example of President's Trophy winner not doing well in the playoffs, the 22-23 Boston Bruins, who after accumulating 135 regular season points, the most in the trophy's existence, got knocked out round 1 against the Florida Panthers, who go on to win the Cup. Like, really? Really? So yeah, the issue with winning the President's, the President's Trophy should be a much bigger deal than it really is, than it is right now. It's unfortunate that the Stanley Cup seems to be the only measure of real success for a team in the NHL. I don't know if it's as bad as it is in the NBA, where literally the only thing that matters is the NBA championship. But, the problem is sometimes you run into a really hot goaltender with a serviceable defense, and you just can't beat them 4 times in 7 games. You just can't do it, despite the fact that you might have the best offense and one of the best defenses in the league. Still waiting on Moss to arrive, seems like. Once again, we got one more NHL game after this one. I hate talking about this game like it's over, but 4-0 is a lot to come back from. But later tonight, it is game 1 of Philadelphia at Pittsburgh. So we'll see what happens to start that series. Yeah, the Stanley Cup is definitely the hardest cup to win in major professional sports. Maybe you could argue the World Series, but it's just there's so many places where things can go wrong in the NHL playoffs. It's amazing anyone wins the Stanley Cup, to be honest. Oh, apparently I missed it, but Vancouver tied it up against Seattle, and PWHL played 2-2. So, like I mentioned earlier, Vancouver do have to win this game in regulation to avoid elimination from the playoffs. So, if this goes to overtime, they will still be eliminated from playoff contention. They will then be added to the gold points series for getting the number 1 draft pick. The problem is, if they do that, Seattle will already be at least 1 point ahead of them to start out, with only 2 games left for both of them. Basically, the gold points idea is the PWHL's take on stopping tanking. I'm not sure how active it can be in a 8-team league where 4 teams go to the playoffs, but essentially the idea is that if you build God, that is some violence against the goalkeeper. Jesus. Yike. Girl nearly used her stick to rip the goalie's helmet off. Jesus. That is some violence. Basically, if you do badly enough, you enter the gold points. You actually now have to win games to actually get points to get the number one draft pick. I think it's a decent idea the NBA might want to look into. Although, I will say this about the NBA. Tanking is not the biggest issue with the NBA right now. It's load management that's the issue. Like that you can so many star players are out so often it feels like. It just seems really sense of teams that are really expecting those players to be there. I understand the logic behind the load management. I mean, there are real studies that show that players are more liable to be injured on, away back-to-backs. I don't dispute that, but at the same time, those fans are expecting those players to be there, and if they're not there, then, they have every right to be very angry. See, Minnesota have just dominated play in the second period so far. 10 shots on goal versus 3 for Dallas. Can I change my? Yes, I'm gonna have to put in a different reference here. All right, got a different quote there. Let's see. Let's hop back over to the NBA real quick. Let's see how the Knicks and the Hawks are getting on. Oh, the Hawks have caught up. Late second quarter, it's 54-50. Knicks still leading, but not by as much anymore. Not by as much. Oh, Vancouver goal in the PWHL. It's 3-2. Now they're winning. Oh my goodness. What a collapse by Seattle here. Now, Seattle, as I mentioned, they've already been eliminated from playoff contention, but oh boy. Six minutes to go here in the second period. And there's going to be a hooking call. Hold on, I got it. All right, Dallas is about to go on the power play for hooking. Yeah, that was pretty blatant. Yeah, Dallas are going to have to score on this power play to get any kind of comeback going here. Meanwhile, it's a goal. Don't tell me Seattle just scored. Seattle just scored. It's 3-3. Good Lord. Oh, my goodness. It's all happening now. 10 minutes to go in the third period in this pivotal matchup, and Vancouver just lost the lead they need to hang on to. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, boy. Seeing a commercial here for, what is that? Oh, that's Rob McElhenney, I think, along with, what's his name? He's on the current season of Taskmaster in the UK right now. The American Indian actor. What's his name? Does anyone know who I'm talking about? Here we go. Dallas, they're down 4. They got a power play. They need to score here. The Wild are going to start out the power play by being able to clear the puck. By the way, Dallas, with the second best power play unit in Seattle, just scored again. Are you serious? It's 4-3 Seattle. By the way, if you're in the U.S., you can watch this PWHL game on YouTube right now if you want to. Let's see, we got Duchesne down to Ratinen on the near side goal line. Switch out to Duchesne. Duchesne across the face of the goal, but can't hang on to it. Again. No. Saved. And held on to. Yeah, fourth. A playoff game. Not for one of the 4 major sports, Willie. No, I have been to playoff games in Major League Rugby, but not beyond that. Hey, man, how's the WrestleMania reaction stream going? How badly are WWE screwing this up so far? All right. So now Vancouver need to score 2 goals in the next 8 minutes to keep their playoff hopes alive. Not just 1, they need 2. Because 3-2-1-0 system. Down to 1 minute in the power play. Here's Johnston. He's on the far side in the icing circle. Oh my God! Yes! Robertson with the power play goal. And Dallas is on the board. And very nicely done. Johnson puts it down to Robertson, who backhands it around Wilstead into the far side of the net. And it's now 4-1. Is that the spark that Dallas needs to get back into this? It's his 45th goal of the season for Jason Robertson, his 19th career playoff goal. And it is on on the Dallas power play, which, by the way, number 2 in the NHL at like 28 or 29%, somewhere in there. Well, I'm not a coach, so I don't need to decide on that. I mean, I don't know. I'm honestly not sure. I don't even know what team we're talking about right now. Oh, we got a player. Wild players doubled over in pain going back to the bench. Oh, I will be right back. Hang on. I come back to the commentator on TV shouting about what's going on in this game. I score though. Oh, the Avs. Whatever the Avs have been doing this season, just I would say stick with it until you see the need to change. Johnston. Oh, nice block. Nice save there. 2:27 left in the second period here in Dallas between the Stars and the Wild. Oh, this is actually the North Stars rivalry, Minnesota and Dallas. The Dallas Stars used to be the Minnesota North Stars before they relocated to Dallas. I want to say sometime in the early 90s, I think it was. Maybe even back in the 80s. No, it wasn't that early, I don't think. Oh. .156 left in the first period, still 4-1 Wild. Oh, and Blackwood got. Oh, we're talking about the goalie situation. For the Avs goalie situation, unless someone has an injury or is just not good recently, you got to stick with your primary as much as possible, I would think. That's just what I would think. Don't mess up the dynamic of a winning team. There's a lot of ice hockey is just momentum. Just go with what's working. Got about 5 minutes left in the PWHL game between Vancouver and Seattle. Vancouver will need 2 goals in the final 5:06 to keep their playoff hopes alive. Otherwise, they will join Seattle in the quest for gold points. And no matter what, if they do that tonight, they will be giving Seattle a points lead to start. Oh, I don't know who the primary is, Willie. I thought you knew. Oh, yeah. You were talking about it. I figured you would know. So that's a big period for Minnesota here with 1 minute to go in it, but Dallas do get a ray, a spark of hope on the power play. Now they will have to search for 3 more goals to keep any. 45.6 to go in the period. Unfortunately, it looks like I do not have any news on Moss's current whereabouts at this time. We will update you when we know anything about that. Minnesota still out shooting Dallas 24-15 so far in this game. Oh, we got. Wow. Okay, PWHL update. I was going to wait until the NHL period was over, but they have already pulled their goalie with more than 4 minutes left in the third period. Ooh, nice glove save by the Wild. And we're going to have a bit of a brawl here because the goalie was under threat. The goal is off its post. Oh, no. Men are being held down to the face. Oh, no. You don't want to take a penalty right now. This is not a good time for that. Don't do anything stupid. But yeah, it feels like, I don't know if people remember the original Mighty Ducks movie, but there's that scene where there's a tie score, but let me see what happened here. He grabs the puck. I guess he got a little close to Wallstead, but I don't think he makes contact with him, at least not serious contact. Close enough that Wallstead has to shove him away with his blocker hand. That's a very funny play on words there. I don't think we need a nice pro. Oh, goal, Seattle! That's going to end it. Vancouver will be eliminated from playoff contention in the PWHL, leaving only Ottawa, Toronto, and New York to fight for the final playoff spot. Vancouver taking a big chance, pulling their goalie with over 4 minutes left, but they had to, and it has not worked out. Oh, and we got another scuffle to end the second period here between the Wild and the Stars. Goodness gracious. Oh, wait. Huh? So we are at second intermission between the Wild and Stars. Once again, the Wild, great period, but the Stars do have a slight ray of hope, but they have got to take advantage of it. They have got to get 3 goals, at least in this final period, to have any chance. Meanwhile, Vancouver allow that 5th goal. It's now 5-3 Seattle in this PWHL game, 3:30 to go. Once again, an overtime result is no good for Vancouver. They need to win to keep any playoff hopes alive. So it looks like Vancouver will be eliminated from playoff contention, and Seattle will pick up possibly 3 big points in the run for the number 1 overall pick in the next PWHL draft, which, as I mentioned, it seems likely that a U.S. Olympian, Carolyn Harvey, who the captain for the two-time national champion Wisconsin Badgers, will be going number one in the next draft. Then again, I believe a number of those Wisconsin players will be going PWHL, including, I think, the one that got the most airtime, Layla Edwards, if you remember. She got a lot of camera time in the women's ice hockey tournament at the Winter Olympics that several months ago. Yeah. Oh, Vancouver pulled the goalie again. They're not giving up on this. Down two, needing a regulation win with 2:45 to go. Okay. Guts move. I mean, what else are you going to do? You're not one to admit defeat, I guess. Uh-huh. Once again, Ottawa in the PWHL currently solidly in that fourth and final playoff spot. Toronto, the most likely team to chase them down. They have 3 games left with a maximum possible 9 points to earn. Let me take a look. What is the schedule for the PWHL tomorrow? Toronto will play their 27th game of the season against the Minnesota Frost, who are playoff bound and pretty much stuck in the number 3 spot. Now, one thing to keep in mind, though, it's not automatically 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3 in the PWHL. The number 1 seed, which right now Montreal Victoire, get to choose between the number 3 and 4 team who they want to play. They may choose to pick Minnesota rather than the number 4 seed because, you know, momentum is a thing, but we'll see what happens with that. Plus, that number 1 seed is not finalized yet. Boston could yet come back and get that number 1 seed. I don't think it's likely, but could happen. Oh, I need to get some water. But the point is, Minnesota really don't have a ton to play for right now because I don't think it's really likely that Boston are going to fail to score any further points for the rest of this. I think they're too good for that. Who are Boston playing? Ottawa, okay, that could be tricky. New York, again, that could be tricky. Yeah, Boston are going to get at least a point out of those games, though, surely. But, that will be the third and final PWHL game of this weekend. Toronto at Minnesota, 1:30 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. And if Melina's here, unfortunately, I know in Canada you can't watch on YouTube. Oh, it's a goal! Vancouver goal! Oh my goodness! There's no way this actually works, right? There's no way this actually works, right? Let me switch over what's going on in the other playoffs. Oh, New York Knicks hold a 57-55 lead over the Atlanta Hawks as we start the second half. So that game has gotten really tight. So that's a big goal for Vancouver. But again, they've got 100 seconds to get 2 more, and they need 2 more. Oh, they put the goalie back in now. But it looks like they're going to pull her again at the first opportunity. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Oh, there's offside. And we're at intermission in the NHL, waiting for them to return for a third period. Dallas down 3. But they scored the most recent goal. looking for a comeback. We've seen it before. Oh. See, I'll win that face-off, and they shoot on the opening net, but it goes wide for an icing call. By the way, speaking of tonight, Penguins, Sidney Crosby is expected to play tonight. We'll see how much action he actually does get. And this is a bit frustrating. Seattle keep icing this puck again and again. It's frustrating, to be fair. Can Seattle ice this one? No, they're fighting for it. Here comes Vancouver shot. No, blocked. And they're going to ice this one. Once again, Moss is not here. Last I heard, he was in transit, possibly with a friend. Well, they have no updates on his whereabouts since. Hopefully, he will arrive at some point soon. Hopefully, before this NHL game ends. Let's see how to win that face-off. Can they clear it? Yes, they do, but they... Vancouver dump it in to the attacking end, and they will come out with it. They need a goal. They need 2 more goals in very quick succession. We're under 30 seconds. No, knocked away. And it's cleared all the way down for an icing. But we're down to 13.8 seconds. This one's over. Even if Vancouver force overtime, it's not going to be enough to save their position. Meanwhile, Seattle looking to secure 3 big points towards getting the number 1 overall pick. And the time is just not there for Vancouver. Oh, it's a goal! Are you kidding me? With 1.6 seconds left, Vancouver ties it at 5. Are you joking? This has got to be the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. So Vancouver are about to get eliminated from the playoffs, but they're going to have to play on in this game. You got to be kidding. This is just insane. It's tipped into the net right in front. Oh. And Seattle are going to be denied 3 points. The most they're going to be able to get is 2 towards getting the number 1 pick. And if they go on to lose this in overtime in the shootout, it'll only be 1. Vancouver will only have a 1 or 2 point deficit to start from instead of 3 plus. Lord, this is unbelievable. And that's the end of regulation between Vancouver and Seattle. In the PWHL, it's 5 apiece. Vancouver have been eliminated from playoff contention, but they have forced overtime. My goodness. My goodness. Wow. What a save by Freddie Anderson there. Jesus. Wow, he keeps the puck on the post rather than letting it go in. That's insane. Big save. By the way, speaking of playoffs, we got the NBA playoffs going on right now, and we got a game tonight between the Houston Rockets and the LA Lakers. And apparently, Kevin Durant for the Rockets will not be available tonight for Game 1 against the Lakers. So if you were betting on the game, keep that in mind. Freddie Anderson, by the way, fixing up his 6th career playoff shutout for the Carolina Hurricanes tonight. And Kaprizov has tied Zach Parise for the most playoff goals in team history for the Wild. I actually don't even know if anyone is still watching. Looks like no one's watching right now. Whatever. Keep going. We're waiting for overtime to start here in the PWHL. Meanwhile, let's rotate over. Oh, yeah, MLS. We should have MLS games going on right now, and we do. A bunch of them, actually. All of them are 0-0, though. We got Atlanta versus Nashville, Cincy versus Chicago, New England versus Columbus, New York City versus Charlotte, Orlando versus Houston, and Philadelphia versus DC United. They all just kicked off within the last 5 minutes, and they're all currently 0-0, as you do with soccer. By the way, going back over to the MLB scores real quick, I do want to mention Yankees blast the Royals today, and that's 6th straight loss for the Royals. Not the worst thing that could happen, though, because the Mets have lost their 10th straight today against losing to the Cubs. By the way, we're back underway in Pittsburgh between the Rays and the Pirates. We're in the 6th inning now of a game that should have been over quite a while ago. The A's beat the White Sox 7-6. Giants 7-6 as well over the Nats. Tigers 4-1 over the Red Sox. God damn it. And the Brewers are 5-2 winners over the Miami Marlins. All right, and overtime has begun in Seattle between the Golden Eyes and the Torrent. 3-on-3 overtime in the PWHL in the regular season for 5 minutes. If no one scored, we go to a shootout. Oh, and a goal, Vancouver. And Vancouver, 52 seconds into overtime, have scored to beat Seattle 6-5 in overtime. Vancouver are eliminated from playoff contention. Seattle get only 1 point towards getting the first overall draft pick, which Vancouver and Seattle will now have 2 more games towards earning points to getting. So this is the worst case scenario possible for Seattle. Oh, and it's a tip like that. Oh, blind tip. You got to be kidding me. You can see the Seattle fans. I won't play this game anymore. Yeah, that was just awful. You give up a tying goal with 1.6 to go, and then you lose in overtime, which is the worst possible result from this game because you only get 1 point towards the number 1 pick, and Vancouver immediately enters the running for the number 1 pick themselves. Unbelievable. 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 If I could go without hearing Freebird in an ice hockey setting for the rest of my life, it would still not be long enough. Like I've heard this enough. By the way, another sporting action. Apparently, Oklahoma today won a national championship in gymnastics. Back-to-back national titles for them in that. So congrats to them. Hey, Melina. Melina, how's the WrestleMania going? Is it as awful as everyone thinks it's going to be yet, or is there actually a ray of hope for this to salvage this? Thank you. Thank you. Well, we have more people coming in. Awesome. Well, we just started the third. It's Minnesota with a 4-1 lead. Dallas. They're going to need to actually gain control of this game if they want to get back into this. Oh, Paige came back. I thought she had a career-ending injury. Career-ending injury. Seeds Edge still wrestling in AEW. Ah. Sees Daniel Bryan wrestling in AEW. I'm sorry, Bryan Danielson and Cope. I'm sorry. I just don't buy it when someone says career-ending injury in wrestling. It's not. It never is. Some usual back and forth so far between Minnesota and Dallas. Once again, Melina, if you missed it, we had a ridiculous finale to the PWHL game out in Seattle. Seattle seemed to be in line for a regulation win. They were up 5-3 in a game that Vancouver had to win in regulation to keep their playoff hopes alive. Vancouver ends up tying the game with 1.6 seconds to go, forcing overtime, which meant Vancouver is out of the playoffs. And then Vancouver wins the game 52 seconds into overtime. So basically the worst possible outcome for Seattle Torrent tonight. They lose in overtime to get only 1 point towards the PWHL number 1 pick, and Vancouver has joined them in the run for the PWHL number 1 pick. So, yeah. Meanwhile, in the NBA, the Knicks are up 70-63 halfway through the third quarter against the Atlanta Hawks, and they're, I assume, game 1. Excuse me. By the way, I do have to mention, though, Melina, you mentioned Paige's come back after 8 years. I do think I need to add that's if you don't include her time in AEW, remember correctly. I don't know if you count that or not, but I know she was involved in that. She was involved in some matches against what's her name? Toni Storm. There we go. What's that? Oh. By the way, Oklahoma's gymnastics national championship is their 4th in 5 years. It's quite a program they've got there in Oklahoma. Oh, and I have some unfortunate news from the world of auto racing. News you never want to hear, but you know will happen eventually. Maybe. By the way, Max Verstappen was involved in this race at the 24-hour Nürburgring race. Or, let's see, let me read this. Driver died following a crash in an endurance sport car race on Saturday at the Nürburgring Nordschleife circuit in Germany, where 4-time Formula 1 champion Max Verstappen was also preparing to race. Why is Verstappen Is this what Formula 1's been reduced to? These guys have got to find other things to race while they wait for the Formula 1 season to resume in Miami? But no, Verstappen not involved. Rather, a racer named Juha Miettinen died after a crash involving 7 cars. He was 66. Good Lord. What the heck race is this? Apparently, Max Verstappen is preparing for the 24 hours at the Nürburgring, which looks like it takes place on May 16th and 17th. I know that's one of the most prestigious in the world, that Le Mans, Daytona, and Sebring. One timer. Oh, save. By the way, Dallas on the power play. They need to get this one. Should be a very good time for Dallas to score, I have to say. See, let's take a brief step into WWE. What's going on here so far? If I can figure out what's going on so far. Apparently, right now we've got Seth Rollins versus Gunther. happening right now. In updates as well, Becky Lynch has retained, hold on. No, Becky Lynch has won the Women's Intercontinental Championship by defeating AJ Lee by pinfall. Oh! Man, the body's everywhere. Shot! Blocked! It's cleared! Oh, my goodness. Brie Bella and Paige. Melina mentioned Paige has made her WWE return, filling in for Nikki Bella to win with Brie Bella the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. In an unsanctioned match, Jacob Fatu defeated Drew McIntyre by pinfall. And apparently, following the opening six-man tag match, we saw IShowSpeed putting Logan Paul through a table. Oh, my God. For those who aren't aware, IShowSpeed is basically Gen Z ADHD in human form. It's not good. I mean, not that Speed is like a bad person or anything like that. It's just signs of the apocalypse. Let's see here. It seems like Dallas is having a bit of some better form here in this third period so far, but they have yet to convert any of that advantage yet. Still waiting on their goal in this period. There's going to be a penalty. And, oh boy, the Wild are going on a power play. And that's Dallas's best defenseman going to the penalty box for 2 minutes for clearly tripping by Lindell. Oh man, that is not good. Start going on a penalty kill with your best penalty killer in the box. Oh boy, it's not exactly what we were looking for here. Sorry, Jax. Sorry about that. NHL game is at a commercial break right now, by the way. We wait for this power play to start. I would say it would help if the actual person who normally is in charge of the stream is we're actually here right now, but we're still waiting on him to arrive, if he will arrive. Oh boy. All right, and we're back here. Power play is now underway. Wild 1 for 3 so far on the power play tonight. Again, this is a series between two of the best power play teams in the NHL. Minnesota number 3, Dallas number 2, Edmonton being number 1. Hughes on the near side. Far side, Boldy goes to the goal. It is blocked away. Zuccarello. No, Kaprizov. Eric again. No, yes. Wild goal. 5-1. Game over. It's Eriksson Ek with his second goal of the night for the Minnesota Wild. Block shot nearly goes out of play, but stays. Falls down to the Wild press, goes to Eriksson Ek in front of goal, and he gets it by Ottinger. Tap, tap. Oh, he goes under the stick arm. Under the stick arm. And the Dallas fans are starting to leave. They're headed to the exits. They're looking to beat traffic with 11. No, Molina, he's right. He's right. That's it's understandable. I should have been muting myself and putting myself off camera, quite frankly. No, I mean, so yeah, the Wild goal scorers tonight: Boldy, Hartman, Kaprizov, and Eriksson Ek has 2. Man, what a game to start this series for the Minnesota Wild. Well, I mean, I apologize, Jax. It's just not a lot of sporting action going on. I mean, we do have the NBA game, but unfortunately, I don't have access to watching. I can't say the Knicks are still in the lead, 77-71 over the Atlanta Hawks. It's all right, Jack. Stick around. I'll try to make this entertaining for you. I don't know what you might be interested in listening or hearing about, if I have access to it. Again, the Knicks are up by 6 on the Atlanta Hawks right now in NBA playoff action. Any new results in the MLB? Let's see. Oh, I've gone too far. Brewers, nope. We do have 5 games, I'm sorry, going on right now. The Rays are up 5-4 on the Pirates in a game that should have ended long ago, but is only in the 7th inning now due to a long weather delay. The Guardians are leading the Orioles 3-1. Cardinals 4-1 up on the Astros. Where the heck is John Jansen to hear that news? Braves and Phillies are tied at 1, and the Mariners are 1-0 up on the Rangers at the moment. Later tonight, we have Dodgers at Rockies. Oh boy, I wonder who's going to win that game. Blue Jays at Diamondbacks. The Blue Jays are down in Arizona for this series. Oh, Braves are 2-1 up on the Phillies. They break the tie there. And the San Diego Padres are at the Los Angeles Angels later tonight. Once again, going back to the basketball action. One more game after Knicks Hawks tonight, and that one I can watch if Moss wants me to. Rockets at Lakers. Once again, Kevin Durant is not going to play tonight for the Rockets due to an injury issue. So, advantage Lakers? Probably, but we will see how that all works out. And then in ice hockey, I mean, the Wild have pretty much, I feel, sewn this one up with a 5-1 lead game. Actually, starting shortly, actually, should be the Philadelphia Flyers at the Pittsburgh Penguins. It's a battle for the Keystone State here in the playoffs, round one. Sidney Crosby reportedly will play tonight for the Penguins. He is available. Let's go to the soccer action. Let's see what's happening in MLS real quick. Let's see who's scored. The Chicago Fire are leading 1-0 against FC Cincinnati. Columbus Crew are 1-0 up on the Revs. Yeah, that makes sense. All other games right now are 0-0. And has the UFL game come to an end? It has. The Orlando Storm shut out the Birmingham Stallions 16-0 to finish off UFL play. Ooh. Canucks fan, you know what? I feel like we're almost at the point where I should give you a free pass to change your team without mark on your record. Because, yeah, that's rough. That's some rough stuff. I will say this, though. The Vancouver Golden Knights in the PWHL came back to win in overtime 6-5 over the Seattle Torrent. Unfortunately, because it went to overtime, Vancouver only gets 2 points and we're eliminated from playoff contention. But it does enter Vancouver into the race for the number one draft pick with Seattle. Seattle now on 1 point. Vancouver enters on 0. They have 2 games left each to accumulate as many points they can, and whoever wins the race will get the number one PWHL draft pick. So you do have something to cheer for the Golden Eye. It's just So you cheer for Vancouver in the PWHL, or do you cheer for another team for some reason? Obviously, this is the first year in the PWHL for Vancouver and Seattle, and they will pretty much finish bottom 2 in the league, as to be expected. Yeah, I'm going to have some more of that pizza. Cool. Oh, we got a 4-on-4 situation coming up in this game. Might be a good time for Dallas to try to get some pucks on goal. All right, Philadelphia-Pittsburgh is scheduled for puck drop in 15 minutes. We'll see if we can get this game finished, although I will be switching over to Philadelphia-Pittsburgh when that starts, unless... No, Eriksson Ek goal is blocked. Or wasn't on target. Yeah, just not a lot to comment on. I mean, it's a 4-goal lead. Like, what do you want me to comment on? And turnover. Here comes Minnesota. Far side. They're going to pass it to the other side, the near side, but Dallas will pick it up and start coming back. 35 seconds left of the 4-on-4. There's Dallas trying to regain control of it down in. Oh, shot! No. Dallas still with control of it in their offensive end. Nope, it's still there. Dallas need to find a way to get this puck on goal. Nope, covered. Down to 6:30 to go now. Quinn Hughes trade. Hold on. Let me look up to see what to do. Yes, exactly. I mean, if Vancouver realizes they needed to start over, then obviously trading Quinn Hughes for as much as they can get is probably a good starting point. I think we've seen that with a few teams this season. Obviously, the Rangers had admitted they had to start over again. Obviously, with another letter to the fans. Oh, that's going to be a good PTSD trigger for New York Rangers fans. Team letter to supporters. Just say that is going to make them wince in all sorts of bad ways. No, basically, and then the Toronto Maple Leafs, I think, at this point, just have to give up on this so-called golden generation. No. I don't need to end the stream. I don't need to end the stream. I'm just trying to figure out if Moss is going to come because I don't want to end the stream and then have him come in and maybe he's just not able to. But it's NHL playoff time. We can't just not stream. Like what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? But yeah, if Vancouver are going to start over, then trading Quinn Hughes is basically something that needed to happen. Let's see what's going on in Vegas. Rollins versus Gunther still going on? Jesus, how long is this match going to be? Get into submission and get it over with. No, it's unfortunate that there's just not a lot of live sports action, at least in terms of. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean that's what you got to do if you're going to rebuild. It's just the question is the rebuild going to work out? Seriously, I'm trying to remember the name of this Indian actor in the DirecTV commercial. He's on the current season of Taskmaster. Don't know who it. I can't remember his name. I mean, no, he's an American actor, but he's of Indian descent. You know what I mean. Anyway, Dallas going on the power play here. They need a goal from this. Just straight up, they need a goal, and they need it quickly. Dallas 1 for 3 on the power play so far tonight. 28.6% conversion rate for the season. Number 2 in the NHL. Number 1, Edmonton, 30 point something. Which sounds like a ridiculous number to me, but maybe I'm not correct on that. And Stanley Cup Round 1 continues tomorrow. Bruins at Sabres. I wince in pain at the ass whooping we're going to get there. And then Mammoth at Golden Knights. That could be interesting. Although, to be fair, the Eastern Conference in general, it feels like a lot of different things could happen in the East. So it's going to be interesting to watch how it all develops. Under 5 minutes now. 4:30 now. By the way, Minnesota, 5 players with 2+ points, tied for the most in a playoff game for them. Yep, but it's Dallas on the power play right now. It's Duchesne on the far side in the circle. Rantanen from point. No, it goes wide. And Dallas to pull their goalie. They got an empty net, down 4. You can't say they're not trying. Deflected. Oh. Yeah, but again, the problem with rebuilds is that, there's no guarantee that the rebuild is actually going to work. So, you can be like the Patriots and, be back in the Super Bowl last season. Although, to be honest, I think that's a bit of a fluke, and I would not expect the Patriots to be back in the Super Bowl again next year. Or it could be, an eternal rebuild. Just rebuild and then restart the rebuild and restart the restarted rebuild and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, going nowhere. And that's, yeah. I mean, the thing is, depends on where you are already to say if you're going nowhere. I mean, if you're a playoff regular, like there's a question about if you should restart, if you're having success. But, yeah, Vancouver's in a spot where, what's the worst that could happen from here? It can't get much worse. And Dallas again pull the goalie. That's gonna. Oh wait, no, it's power play. And the power play has died. Dallas did not get the goal they were looking for, but they will continue on with having an empty net. Oh no! Oh, they turned it over on the blue line, and it's a goal! An empty net goal from the blue line by the Wild, 6-1. Oh. What a disaster this is for the Stars. Yeah, I think Moss still not here yet. I don't have any updates on him, unfortunately. Let's check out let's see, any other news today. Apparently, a skydiver crashed into the Virginia Tech scoreboard today for some reason. It sounds like the skydiver. I don't know if this was like part of Virginia Tech's scheduled festivities for their spring game today, but yeah, Mets lost their 10th in a row today. Good Lord. And Inter Miami win today under new coach, new interim coach Guillermo Hoyos. I mean, I don't know if this is all. I don't think this is all on Ottinger, to be fair. Running into things with skydiving. I mean, if they want to try DeSmith for game 2, I wouldn't blame them, but I wouldn't say this is all Ottinger's fault. Down to 149. I think we're about to start between Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. I think I want to jump over there very shortly. Oh, we got TNT games tomorrow. I may not be able to see those. I don't know. And I can see more fans filing out. The eyesight seats are pretty much all abandoned at this point. Oh, boy. You pay good money for the eyesight seats in the playoffs, no less. You just abandon them like that. Jesus. Later, Jax. Yeah, a lot of these fans leaving early to beat the traffic out. By the way, that is not an issue when going to see sports in Boston because you should use the public transit system. See, no one should be driving in Boston. Down to 15 seconds, and Flyers and Penguins will be switching to. And the game is finished. Oh no. There was a collision right after the buzzer out the ice. I saw it just as they were switching away. Yep. I figured there's some scrambling there, but we are switching out to Pittsburgh. We're already 30 seconds into the Battle of the Keystone State between the Flyers and the Penguins. No parking anywhere in Vegas. I heard that Vegas is actually dying at the moment. Oh, Molina's got a tweet here. What's this? According to Ian Rappaport, Giant player Dexter Lawrence is being traded to the Bengals in a pre-draft blockbuster. Includes a number 10 pick heading to the Giants, Per Rappaport and Mike Garafalo, Giants get premium draft compensation since he gets a linchpin, while Sexy Dexy gets a new big money extension. So Dexter Lawrence going to Cincinnati in exchange base, well, for among, I guess, it's the number 10 overall draft pick. Missed. By the way, I just have to say, I'm seeing Kalshi ads on the virtual board ads. Not a fan of these prediction market nonsense. Like, get out of here with that. This is gambling. This is not trading. This is gambling. Straight up. Get out of here with that shit. Everywhere is super expensive, Willie. Everywhere is. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, these guys are going to be go. Oh, this is going to be a scrappy series. You just know it. Here we go. I have to remind myself, this is not a Boston Bruins game. There's so much black and yellow. Those are our colors. Pittsburgh, go away. Oh, we got a penalty. Oh, penalties? I don't know. Or what's going on? Oh, yeah, there is a penalty on the Flyers. What the hey? For what? What is it, boarding? Maybe. I don't know. So Pittsburgh about to go on the power play here, just a little under 2 minutes in. Battle of Pennsylvania, the Battle of the Keystone State. Penguins power play 24.1% on the season, 7th in the NHL. Flyers penalty kill 77.6%, 21st, I think, in the NHL. So you've got a good power play against a not so great penalty killing squad. So we'll see what happens here. We got a very loud air horn in the crowd somewhere. I can hear it. Flyers clear it. Pittsburgh will have to reset. Let's see, Malkin, Carlson shooting from point. No. Knocked away, but it falls to Malkin. Malkin tries to go other side, but the pass misses, and we'll have to reset to Raquel. Raquel is getting harassed and loses the puck. Crosby. We're in the neutral zone. Oh no! Turnover. Flyers. This is well defended. There's plenty of bodies in front of him, so no chance of a shorty. Here comes Novak. Leaves it to Malkin. Chinnikov. No. Malkin behind. Can't get to it, and it's going to be cleared. Penguins will reset. Shot, no. Goes wide. And the Flyers clear it again. And looks like this power play will die. No goals. And we're back to full strength. Flyers no. Penguins were 7 for 18 on the power play against the Flyers during the regular season, but the first one tonight excuse me. First one tonight fails. Got the hiccups. That's better. And one since February 26th, tied for the second best in the NHL, behind probably only Ottawa. Dan Muse, this is his first season in Pittsburgh as head coach. Previously, he was an assistant coach with the Rangers from 22 to 25. This is his first NHL head coaching job, it looks like. Though it looks like, I believe he has previous head coaching experience with the U.S. National Development Team program in the USHL. What? Whoa. Shot blocked. There's a scramble in the Flyers' defensive zone, but it's now in the neutral ice. Oh. Around and around and all the way down to the other end. And Philadelphia now have the puck in the Pittsburgh end. Blocked and saved. Blocked and stopped. Rick Tocchet, the head coach of the Philadelphia Flyers. I think. Yeah. Oh, offside. Are those? I am just not a fan of these projected board ads because it's just so confusing as to what's actually real down there. Got a lot of back and forth, not a lot of shooting happening at the moment. Malkin fighting for the puck in the corner. Oh, and someone got knocked down over there, but only a little. Into the puck. Oh, the Flyers get And that's going to be tripping against the Penguins, and the Flyers are about to go on the power play. And it looks like we're going to commercial. 13:23 left in the first. It's still 0-0 between the Flyers and the Penguins. Let's take a look at NBA playoff action. Knicks have blown the lead open here in the fourth quarter. They're up 106-87 against the Atlanta Hawks. Closing in on the end of the game, it looks like the Knicks will start this series with a win. as we get ready for tip-off between the Rockets and the Lakers. $87,106. My apologies. It's just not a lot of sports to be watched right now from where I sit. Maybe that's a situation that will change in the near future, though. MLS update at halftime of the 7:30 p.m. kickoffs. Atlanta United and Nashville is tied at 0. Chicago Fire leading Cincinnati 2-1 in a battle of Battle of Ohio. Columbus Crew 1-0 up on the New England Revolution. God damn it. Scoreless between New York City and Charlotte. Scoreless between Orlando City and Houston Dynamo. Scoreless between Philadelphia Union and DC United. That's too many scoreless games, god damn it. How are people supposed to get excited for this damn sport? What's this? What the heck? King Dramas have posted something from Twitter that probably making fun of Spurs being absolute losers. Once again, if you didn't catch the action, the Premier League action earlier today, Tottenham Hotspur went ahead twice in their game against Brighton, but were clawed back both times, including a second half stoppage time goal, to only end up with a draw that still leaves them in the relegation zone. Oh, shot blocked. Dvorak's shot is blocked and stopped by Skinner. Ugh. Oh. Puck pass there goes right through the... Oh, it's a deflection, and that's crazy that he saved that with his glove. Good Lord. Flyers power play was 2 for 17 against the Penguins through the regular season. Not very good. Not very good at all. And the Penguins will win that faceoff and clear the puck all the way down ice. The Flyers will have to reset. Ristolian, Tippett, coming up through the neutral zone. Dvorak will take it across into the offensive. Oh, my goodness! No, they're going to wave the goal off. Flyers are celebrating, but it's no goal. It's been waved off. I believe Dvorak sort of ran into Skinner in goal there, and that's why the referees will be waving it off. This will probably be reviewed, but I don't think this should count. It's pretty clear that was goalie interference. Let's see. Here's Dvorak. He's got the puck. He loses control of it and then slams into Skinner. Yeah, he slammed into Skinner. The puck goes in after that collision. There is no chance in hell that is not goalie interference. No chance in hell. I am not touching the scoreboard. And rightly waved off by the referees. I don't know why they need the officiating expert. This is pretty clear. And quite frankly, Dvorak should have gotten his face busted in for that stunt. Turnover in the neutral zone, or on the blue line, I should say. And the Pittsburgh penalty kill has paid off. We're back to full strength. I mean, Molina, what do you want me to do? This is the last game. Like, you want me to give up? You want me to give up now? Like, I don't know. Especially this seems like it's going to be a very testy game. Oh, hello, Redbone Radio. Yeah, Dallas got just. Oh boy, yeah. That I don't even think the Wild were expecting a result like that in their wildest dreams. 6-1, just. Whoo! It's a pounding. That is a pounding. Yeah, it would be nice to know if Moss will be coming in or not, so that I know how to adjust or whatever. Knicks have shed a bit of their lead to the Hawks. They're still up 8, although that is a little close for. That is a little close. Wait a minute, 106. Wait. You're telling me the Hawks have gone on an 11-0 run in the last 2 minutes of play? Like, why am I getting flashbacks to last year's playoffs, New York versus Indiana? Why am I getting... Red, would you switch away from Ottinger for Game 2 if you're Dallas, or do you think Ottinger was not the problem with that game? I honestly don't think Ottinger was the main problem game, but I would understand if Dallas want to switch for Game 2. All right, Knicks do score. 10 minutes to go in the first 0-0. 6 shots for the Flyers, 3 for the Penguins. Pittsburgh trying to set up their next attack here. Coming up. No, they're just going to send it. Uh-oh. Crosby, Letang, and Malkin. 20th season as Penguin teammates. 3 Stanley Cups for that trio. It's a long time for 3 players to all be on the same team in the NHL. Well, maybe not for the NHL, but it's a long time. I'm gonna lay down a little bit. I've been sitting up for way too long. And it's gonna be skittered away down the ice. Looks like we got a piece of broken stick there in the icing circle down in the Philadelphia end. Oh, yeah, that's broken lumber down there. Someone just lost their helmet. A Flyers player just lost his helmet. There's another stick down there. Like, what is going on? We are having all sorts of lumber. We are having all sorts of debris on the ice. We need to get a cleaner out here, please. We need a street cleaner out here. Like, you have a man going around without his helmet. Like, what year is this? What year have you been teleported back to that we got ice hockey players without helmets on? This is stupid. Let's stop it. Let's stop this nonsense. 110 to 102. Knicks hanging on to an 8-point lead here in Game 1 between them and the Hawks. Oh, wait, he's gonna. Oh, Crosby takes Drysdale's helmet off. That he's going to the penalty box for that. You can't be doing that, buddy. What was that? All right, we're now in commercial break. Looks like the start between the Rockets and Lakers has been delayed, I guess, because that Hawks-Knicks is still ongoing. I'm not sure. I believe it's on a different network, so that shouldn't be the issue. Oh, let's see. Oh, we got two players going to the penalty box here, one for each team. It's going to be 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. Matching minors, Crosby pulling off Drysdale's helmet. Feel like it's a little harsh to give Drysdale a penalty when for playing without his helmet on when he had it literally ripped off there. But I guess that's the rule. You can't play the puck without a helmet. I mean, you should be playing ice hockey without a helmet anyway. That's just not safe. Looks like the game between the Rockets and Lakers is now underway. Star player Kevin Durant for game 1 of this one. So 4-on-4. It's not a power play, but the ice will be more open here. See if someone can take advantage of it. All right. Penguins. No, it's turned over in the neutral zone. Here comes Philly. Grab by Skinner with the glove hand. Oh, Pittsburgh might have a shot here. Blocked. And here come the Flyers. 2-on-2. We got a bunch more guys behind. No, it's off target. Oh, a lot of bodies go by, but the puck stays. And here comes Pittsburgh. Oh, whistle. Oh, a problem with Stuart Skinner's mask on that play, and they're going to stop play behind the puck. That is somewhat annoying. All right, looks like Skinner's got his equipment issue fixed, so we'll face off from center ice. Pittsburgh wins the faceoff. And this will go for icing across the lines. All right. Oh, turnover in their own defensive end. Phillies at the puck. Oh, no. They're having trouble. Oh, Skinner's going to stop this one stone cold dead. Back and forth we go. Pittsburgh trying to set something up. No, nothing yet. Pittsburgh still trying to attack. No, that going around the back of goal did not work, and the puck is cleared. Pittsburgh will reset. Pittsburgh led in goal scoring by Anthony Mantha this regular season, 33 goals, leading the team. Seems like a low number to lead a team, but who am I to say? Down to under 5 minutes left in the period. And the game is over. Knicks are 113 to 102 winners over the Atlanta Hawks. Look for a moment that the Knicks might be losing their grip on the game, letting Atlanta score 11 unanswered, but they managed to hold on for a relatively comfortable win there in game one in Madison Square Garden. And Lakers have jumped out to a 17-9 lead here in the first quarter against the Rockets. Pittsburgh needing to reset again. Out the way. Flyers looking. No, Skinner's going to stop this one too. 2:43 to go in the first period. And we're going to a commercial break. God dang it. Honestly, I think I'm out after this first period. I don't know if I've got enough in me to keep going like this. You rat. Sorry, there's a Mass Mutual ad with oh god, I can't even remember his name. The Rat, Florida player, used to be a Bruin. Brad Marchand, there we go. Sign his name, doesn't even sign his own name on the jersey. Like who? ESPN advertising like I guess a watch, the prize, and a bracket challenge from a manufacturer I've never heard of before. Probably just a bunch of cheap garbage. Just a month ago, this Flyers team was calculated to have a 3.8% chance of making the playoffs. Congrats to Bianca Belair. I assume she's going to be out of wrestling for a little bit. Well, that's good. She won't be whipping other girls with her hair, so they can rest easy that they won't get any bad welts. By the way, Flyers in the playoffs for the first time in 6 years since 2020. They've only won one playoff series since 2013. But Carlson is standing tall there in the goalie crease for the Penguins so far. Penguins in the Flyers zone right now. Oh, the puck goes through time. There's going to be a fight for it. Flyers trying to clear it, and no, they will not. Yeah, Malkin having it near side, near the circle. Oh. Oh, what in the world was that? Okay, ESPN's having some sort of issue with their board ads thing, some glitchiness there. They need to work on that. Actually, they just need to get rid of it. What the heck? That's the end of the first period. It is 0-0 after one. Honestly, I think that's all I've got. If Moss swings by and wants to restart, I might be able to jump in, but I think that's about all I've got on my own. So it's a good game, though. I'm going to keep watching it, but oh, and apparently it's time anyway for Cody Rhodes defending the WWE Championship against Roman Reigns. No, wait. I'm sorry. I got matches mixed up. Cody Rhodes defending the WWE Championship against 14-time world champion Randy Orton. With Randy Orton having Pat McAfee in his corner. God damn it. Apparently Jelly Roll is going to be on Cody Rhodes. This is so bad. Like, does WWE not think Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton can't stand on its own history? Like, you need to inject fucking Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll into the like God, so freaking stupid. Just give the title to Orton already. It'd be more fun for Cody to chase it again. I'm done. At least until Moss comes back. Later, everyone.